and share ideas and experiences. So I think as I take you through our ideas for the programme, this is your chance to shape it. So how do we make it happen? Are they the right topics? So I'm just going to share my screen again. And I think you've all basically alluded to this already, which it's about we've all had to learn new levels of agility. And so what we want to focus on this year is about resilience, but also about redefining what resilience actually is. And so we had this idea of inter-resilience. So resilience shouldn't just be resilience. It should be about how do we bring this across people, technologies, geographies, systems, across everything, and hence this idea of inter-resilience. So we've researched a whole load of trends and ideas, and that's what I'm going to take you through. But the key thing we want is to have a bit of a differentiator too. And so for us, it's about the purpose of Impact Women's Network. So with all of these topics we're looking at, is it purposeful? Is it meaningful? Is it sustainable? And will it create impact? So the topics are as follows. The first one around sustainable impact. So this is one that Shima is going to lead on, and about rethinking our operations, our environmental impact, what we do, the fragility of different systems that are already out there, and how the last year has really expedited the need for change and what can we do about that. So that's the first one, and that Shima is going to put together for April's session. And then roughly in this order, but it may change dependent on speakers. Then the next one, so I'm just going to go across to the right, virtual interfaces. So we now are using augmented virtual reality, different types of virtual interfaces for things that typically we've gone out and done in person. So whether it's shopping, being entertained, communicating like we're doing now. But with it becomes some huge ethical issues as well. You know, how do we know that what is being developed is right for us? And is it, you know, is it right for humankind? What are the advantages, disadvantages, and how can we impact that? The next one is around drug development. The work that has been done, it is absolutely phenomenal. And it does raise the question, can we not do that more effectively for other drugs, other vaccines, other diseases? You know, what are those ethical societal implications that we can learn from and we can enhance as time goes on? The next one is around automation, and I think this is going to be huge. Really from now, we've already seen a whole load of automation, whether that's in warehouses or in transport and those types of things. And Maria, please don't scowl at me, but there is going to be, the next phase is a whole load of white collar automation. So that could be law. You know, our doctors, we have our doctors' surgeries now, you know, a lot of that is automated through tools. So what do we need to consider with regards to automation? What happens to those displaced people? And again, what are the ethical and societal considerations for that? Next one is global. This is one of my favorite topics. So I'm always about, you have a local supply chain that you can support, but you can also work on a global basis. And I think all of us would acknowledge that this last 12 months, we've had a lot more reason to be thinking local, not least because all of the chaos that's going on globally, the tensions between different nations, or the lovely Brexit, get Brexit in. So what can we do? How do we make that work? How do we make the most of our local supply chains, but also consider things on a global basis? And so we can still learn wherever we are. We can extend our networks, our experiences, and our opinions. The next one is authenticity. what we're seeing on social media at the moment and how people are behaving with each other, there's a lot of reason for concern out there. So we're probably overdue a really good look at authenticity as a global community, and that's another idea. Sheema's also put together this session for business model innovation, looking at organisational agility, transformation, crisis management, all of those types of things. And we're hoping to do that in conjunction with International Men's Day. And so we can talk about the role of leadership of whatever, gender, ethnicity that you are. In the middle of all of that, we've also got COP26, and it would seem remiss of us to, and I know I've got an extra month in here, so we have to have a think about this. What can we do around climate change and really support the activities that are going on there? And then the last one is around data. I think we have a huge pending problem with regards to data, because it's all out there and we all think it's protected and it probably isn't. What's happening with our personal data? How can we again ethically make sure that the right things are done in terms of how data is processed, analysed and shared? So they're all quite meaty topics, I think you will agree. And what we want to hear from you now is, are these things that you're interested in? Because we're interested in them, but you're our audience, you're the people that make this network. So is this of interest to you? Do you think we've missed anything? And how would you like to digest them? So we're talking about a mix of discussion groups, guest speakers, workshops, we'll mix the format up. But that's it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see all your faces, and then we can have a discussion about it.